My friends, thanks for coming to play with the ideas I present on my channel. I don't do a video unless I really do have something to say. And I've been thinking more and more about how universe, the evolution and the outworking of source is very neutral to what actually happens, that we can see the positive and negative polarity all the time. So what if neutral destruction and creativity, what if that was an equal, I'm not sure with my fingers if I can do this. What if that was an equal triangle? Okay, equilateral triangle. So we have the positive, we have the negative, and we have a neutral baseline of that triangle. Well, what does that really mean in our life? I'm trying to stay content in my life. The older I get, the more content I feel. Even challenged by life events, such as the weather, the icy driveway, you know, having to do a lot because my husband isn't 100% yet. Anyway, I'm cultivating contentment. And to me, contentment is the neutral choice. Sometimes if I'm out in the barn and there's a really good song coming on and I'm singing to it while I pick out the pony's stall and feed him and give him new water, my vibration can go quite high. And yet, we constantly fluctuate in our frequency and our vibration, right? We all know that. So what is the borderline, the baseline of neutral? I'll give you a few examples that I've been thinking of lately. In world events right now, I do believe that again and again and again and again, humanity has been shown in every civilization that we have a choice. Are we going to destroy or are we going to create? Are we going to choose compassion or are we going to choose cruelty? I mean, there's that choice. So within ourselves, staying neutral is actually a really pretty good choice. And I'm not saying that I condone what's going on. I'm part of the resistance in the ways that I can be from the operation of my life. But what I'm saying is we can make ourselves crazy right now. And Thich Nhat Hanh had the famous quote, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. I can kind of apply it to this time. While this upheaval is going on and nobody thinks it's going to be over with anytime soon, if we can just keep chopping wood and carrying water in a mindful way, if we can try and cultivate contentment in our life. And to me, that's the base of the triangle. The other two are kind of more action oriented, but the neutral is to just be. The neutral is the beingness. And we have a choice of how we feel and how we operate in our life all the time. Right now, I have a dear friend. I really do care for her very much. And she's in a very stressful time in her life, both physically, on so many levels. And she keeps coming over to visit me and just sort of spewing this chaos on me. Well, this doesn't really enhance my life. And I'm still trying to figure out a compassionate way to deal with this because I don't want to hurt her feelings. I don't want to end the friendship. I just have to set some boundaries about how her chaos is affecting me. So I'm trying to remain very neutral until I really know the compassionate way to deal with this, right? Not get into any drama. So another way of thinking of going with the flow or mindfulness um, or being content with our lives. Uh, I thought of it the other day. I learned on a stick shift car. I mean, it was the only thing we had available. So, you push in the clutch and you coast. You take the pushing in the clutch meant the gears weren't engaged in driving the car. So it was loads of fun to put it in coast and go down a long, windy hill. Of course, you always could put the brakes on, but you know, um, in order for sensitive, empathic people, obviously we have to help who we can and do what we can. And that was always the case, no matter what was going on this level of intense fear that we're all being abused and manipulated by right now. We can, and we can resist it by being kind, by being content in our own life, by looking with a neutral, sort of holding a neutral, not letting this lower our vibration. So I think contentment is a good place to try and be at this time. And that is expressing the baseline of the trinity of the triangle of good and evil and neutral. Now, Buckminster Fuller knew that the triangle was the strongest shape in the universe. And that's being proven now. He kind of did it through his intuition and genius. But basic structures from the macro to the micro are based on triangular structures. So it makes sense that there's good, evil, and neutral. And the neutral is in equal scale. At least that's what I'm playing with in my mind. So if the neutral was in equal balance, that gives an advantage to the good, right? To the constructive. So that's how there's more good than evil in our life. At least that's what I'm playing with at this point. Love to hear your thoughts. And until I see you again, my friends, please be well and please be blessed. Thanks for coming.